África pra nós é tão rara, mas está nos quatro cantos do mundo. Conhecimento e ancestralidade são pérolas negras a nos ensinar.
Hi, I'm Alisson Kliste, member of Fox NEABI and an Education of Ethnic Racial Relations researcher. Today we are going to learn about another Pérola Negra, a black Brazilian painter who created amongst a lot of white artists in the Belle Époque Carioca, a historic moment where Rio de Janeiro tried to become the Paris of the tropics. Even before the end of slavery, Brazil started to adopt a policy of European immigration incentive. The goal was to whiten the population, as the white elite thought that having a majority of black and indigenous people would bring trouble for the country in the future, preventing its development. Nowadays, we know that this is a big lie which is in strict relation to the scientific racism, an ideology so-called scientific that believed in the hierarchy between white, black and indigenous, being created to justify the exploration of other people. However, in this context lived Arthur Timóteo da Costa. He was a Brazilian artist, painter, set designer and woodcarver who lived from 1882 to 1922 in Rio de Janeiro. He is frequently claimed as one of the most highlighted painters of his time, being active during the first 2 decades of the last century. Coming from a poor background, our Pérola had his artistic life begin at the Casa da Moeda in Rio de Janeiro, where he studied drawing and learned the process of image recording on fabrics, stamps and coins. There he got the support of Enéas de Souza, director of the Casa da Moeda and big patron of young artists. Then, in 1894, he applied to the National School of Fine Arts, along with his brother João Timóteo da Costa, who was also a painter. Wait, I'm gonna... Wait. I forgot how we started. I'm continuing. I'm gonna keep going. Wait. The informal scenography classes that were given by Oreste Coliva and the classes given by great names from the Carioca artist scene on the National School had great influence on the construction of his style as an artist. Sometime after that, at the General Fine Arts Exposition of 1907, his piece Before the Hallelujah, that gathered new characteristics for its time, mixing the scenography with professionalism, was responsible for granting Arthur Timóteo a scholarship in Europe. There he got in touch with works of great names of that time, from Picasso to Modigliani, and perfected his techniques. With those influences, the art of our Pérola Negra got known for its originality in mixing different types of painting methods, from the naturalism to neo-impressionism to classic to modern, going beyond even social classes and painting characters who were traditionally silenced in Brazil's history, such as black people who probably didn't even have the means to paying for a painting. When the art of our Pérola is mentioned, it is highlighted for its landscapes and portraits, and we observe that great part of his pieces portray black people, precisely when being black in the artistic scene was almost unheard of. Remember, we are talking about the early 20th century, a moment when scientific racism was very prominent. It seemed that Arthur Timóteo was already working on promoting the positivation of black image, using all his artist sensibility to show that in his works, such as The Boy from 1917, where interpretations frequently focus on the sadness in the eyes of the character portrayed and relate that to the reality lived by Brazilian black people, or in Blackhead from 1916, where we can see face details and the complex use of shadow and light to accentuate aesthetically the color and facial features of the character. These actions performed by the artist are considered by researchers as a way of boycotting the attempt of whitening the population being pushed by the white elite that wanted to erase the presence of Afro-Brazilians from her arts. Therefore, the painter used his art to fight racism. Arthur Camacho died early at the age of 40, hospitalized at the Alienados Asylum in Rio de Janeiro, the same place where the writer Lima Barreto was hospitalized, making us think of how horrible was the influence of racism in the life of both artists. Even though they are relevant and original, because of the constant racism to this day, Arthur Camacho's pieces are still to be properly exposed in Brazilian museums, the majority of them being in the possession of private collectors who, as affirmed by some authors, might not even realize that its painter was black, due to the fact that he was one of the few black painters working among the majority of white artists during the Carioca Belle Époque in the 20th century. Besides that, the Afro-Brazil Museum in São Paulo is doing wonders on trying to bring publicity to the works of not only Arthur Camacho, but many other black artists. Today we learned a little bit about the art of Arthur Camacho da Costa, a Carioca painter who lived from 1882 to 1922. His work is important to understand the transition from the 19th to the 20th century, as it was made by a black individual that went through all the exclusion process of this time, but who still managed to insert himself in the highly acclaimed artistic groups, managing to not only not forget his place as a black man, but also producing critical art that clashed with the attempts of erasing the Afro-Brazilian population. We saw that Arthur Camacho da Costa's work was also known for its capacity to walk seamlessly between the modern and the traditional, the elite and the popular classes, and that he used that to fight against the racism he encountered, highlighting the appreciation of black aesthetics. Arthur Camacho da Costa was a great painter. So, what did you think about today's Pérola Negra? Comment down below because we'd like to know. Don't forget to like... Don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to our channel. We're gonna bring a lot of other Pérolas Negras who were important for our story. See you later.
Gêmea solene memória, choram as histórias que o tempo escondeu. Falam do fundo da terra, o canto que ecoa é presente meu e seu. Mãe África, tua voz